Good afternoon or good evening or good morning or whatever. Welcome to the dugout. My name is Theophilus Osaigi Agbalaho.
Yeah, and you already know who it is. Adesola Oluwaseun Robert.
You don't know who it is. Call your phone name.
I've called my phone name. They're alright. They know who I'm
You didn't notice that I didn't add Rodri to my name this week.
Rodrigo.
We are presenting the Ballon d'Or at the Emirates.
Since you added Rodri to your name, see what happened to the party.
Yeah, shift.
Now they play for them. We don't want that now. No wonder. I want to grab it.
Alright, so Rodri will be presenting his Ballon d'Or at the Etihad this weekend. And for the first time in almost 15 or 16 years, we're seeing the Ballon d'Or come back to the Premiership. And I think for the first time in 64 years, we're seeing a Spaniard winning the Ballon d'Or. It's our season, and the CAF, that's the Confederation of African Football, have just released their shortlist for the players who are supposed to be in the running to win the CAF Footballer of the Year, or the players in the running. Yes. All right, so the lists as follows. We have Simon Adingra, Sei Gorasi, Ashraf Hakimi, of course, Rowan Williams, and finally, the favourite, as far as I'm concerned, Ademola Lookman.
You know Osimhen?
Oh, what now?
Osimhen.
Ohuna?
Osimhen.
No, not this time around. But
so how many names are there? 5 or 4?
Five names.
You have a reservation, Abi?
Yes, I obviously have my reservations. I have my reservation because Trustekong was on this list, on the initial list. He's no longer on the list. Unlike the Ballon d'Or, maybe I haven't done my research. Please enlighten me in the comment section and let me know what we are not doing right. But my reservations are, I really don't know, or I don't understand the selection process as far as the CAF awards are concerned. Are you looking at club and country? Or are you looking at club? Are you looking at country? Or are you looking at performances? I really do not understand. Please, someone should enlighten me. Rowan Williams, on the other hand, anyway, was nominated for goalkeeper of the year at the Ballon d'Or. I think he was the first African goalkeeper to be nominated. Emiliano Martinez won that award during the Ballon d'Or. So yes, shout out to him. Deserves to be there. Ademola Lookman obviously was the only African player nominated for the 30-man shortlist for the Ballon d'Or. Odds-on favourite to win the CAF Footballer of the Year after his experience with Nigeria at the last Nations Cup, and of course what he did with Atlanta, going on to win, I think, Atlanta's first ever European Championship, scoring 3 goals in the finals against Victor Boniface's
that hat-trick, was that the first hat-trick in Europe?
I think the first.
When was the last time a player scored a hat-trick in the UEFA tournament final? I don't think. I can't remember.
It's scarce. It's rare.
I can't even remember. I don't think I've watched a player score a hat-trick in the Champions League final, UEFA Cup final.
I think one thing we have to look at, obviously he's our player, and we will talk about him more than any other person on that list, is his rise. This is a player that literally, at a point, a lot of people thought maybe his career was done and dusted until he moved over. I think it was in Germany he moved to now before he now came back. Atlanta gave me a breath of fresh air.
He was in England now.
He was in England.
Two different clubs in England.
Yeah, you know, that was a particular game for Everton where he tried to panic
and the keeper just got.
Oh my god.
You know, but that was like his lowest moment. Because from then on it was
just the trajectory just went back up. So we were really, really happy for him. And I think for the first time in God knows how long, we'll potentially see a Nigerian player again winning the CAF Footballer of the Year when a Nigerian player won it the season before. So we are looking at a back-to-back thing. Nigerian football is probably on the ascendancy, but it now talking about
Nigerian footballers are on the ascendancy.
Yeah, no, exactly. Now, because I was looking to transition into that because I don't understand why your players are getting nominees potentially winning the CAF Footballer of the Year back-to-back, and you are not able to secure victories back-to-back. Tola, you saw the games against Benin Republic and the game against Rwanda, home and away. We only picked up 1 point in both games. What exactly is wrong with the Super Eagles of Nigeria?
Coaching, simple. That's just it. Coaching.
You can't. The players are not to blame for any of this at all.
The players, see, if you watch the game, man, it's different when you watch the game. I say, these players are not. There's no energy. There's no. They are playing. The tactics just not working. That's what I see. They are playing. The last game that we lost 2-1.
To Rwanda.
Yeah. I watched these games. I watched the game. I'm like, these boys are doing their best. You can see the energy is there, the enthusiasm is there. They want to play for the Super Eagles. And part of this thing also is the social media influence because, like you said before we started, most of our players are not influencers. So, and they have a lot of followership, and a lot of them they enjoy the fact that a lot of Nigerians cannot relate to them, interact with them on social media, and they feel that love, quote unquote. Yeah. So they want to play for the Super Eagles. Someone like Osimhen, Osimhen is for the people.
Yeah, he is.
Boniface is everybody's friend.
It's this guy, yeah.
So they want to play, but the thing that these tactics are not working. So trust me, it's coaching. That's what I just think. I think our coaches are not good enough.
So
and our system really don't work well with these boys. And honestly, probably our coaches are not there yet. We might still need to get a foreign coach. We need our coaches to go and get some foreign training, even if it's to coach 1 or 2 lower division league abroad, to understand how some things work. Because our players, all these are players. The first 11, they all play abroad. So the system is different whenever. Because I tweeted when we were playing the game before this one, not the one playing 1-1. Yeah, Benin Republic.
Yes.
I was like, it be like say our Nigerian players, whenever they are on their way to Nigeria, come back to Nigeria, when they get to the airport over there, they just forget they drop their European ball sense.
Okay.
Yeah, at the airport and land in Nigeria and carry Nigerian ball sense and play there because it just seems not to work.
But you know why I won't agree with some of the things you have said, Tola, is because even if you are going for an international coach, which international coaches are we going for? Look at our last 2 international coaches that we had. These guys didn't come with any pedigree whatsoever. These guys did not come with it's not like their CV was up there. I would say, oh, we've gotten one of the best coaches around. I watched an interview that had Sunday Olise, and this guy was literally voted the best coach in the Dutch league. Now, it's not because I don't think we have good coaches or good African coaches or Nigerian coaches that can take up these jobs. I think it's a matter of where our football currently is at right now. For instance, I always say this: Stephen Keshi, God rest his soul, went to the Nations Cup and picked a couple of home-based players in that team. There is some, you cannot just take away the fact when you have boys that literally play within the country, giving them the opportunity to play as internationals alongside guys that are playing abroad, obviously, to compete for the nation, for the badge. The feeling is always different. The last 2 games we had in coach, like I said, we picked up just 1 point. They were basically dead rubber games. You understand? Because after CAF gave that ruling,
3 points,
3 points and 3 goals, the debacle that happened with Libya, we are automatically qualified with 2 games to spare. For those of you that like to say, oh, a coach is as good as a coach qualified with a game to spare, and we were hyping a lot of our foreign coaches for qualifying with a game to spare like it's an achievement. Nigeria did it. But knowing that, I felt we should have called up more home-based players. We should have called up more home-based boys. What exactly do you need to play in the MPFL to get a call-up to the Super Eagles? Do you need to literally run the length and breadth of the pitch and probably do 30 kilometers before? No, that's my take. You understand? I was following the Brazilian game. Can't remember who they played in one of these weeks. I think they drew that game. The game where Vinicius missed the penalty and missed the rebound. I always remember that, obviously, Vinicius. And where Rafinha scored the free kick. Brazil ended that game 1-1. But about 3 players in the starting lineup, including the striker. The striker plays for Flamengo.
I've always said this.
They have players that play in their own league.
Africa.
So what exactly do you need to do to get into the national team from the MPFL?
Africa, we don't know how to do something because we are told to do, asked to do it. We like by force. So the best thing is do a quota system. If it's a 23-man squad to a tournament, let 7 or 5 of those players be mandatory. Let them be home-based players.
It's worrisome.
But then you can
you not get all of these guys. I'm sorry, I love Kelechi Iheanacho with all of my heart. It's not what he has done, but not the Kelechi Iheanacho that I'm currently watching right now. Iheanacho has moved to Sevilla this season from Leicester. He scored only 2 goals, and that's like I think against the Division B side in the Copa del Rey. He doesn't even get to start in Sevilla, and he gets to play in the national team. What exactly is going on? Umar Sadiq has not performed for Real Sociedad this season at all. We are almost 10 games deep into the season already, and he's still getting called up to the national team. I think other players should get call-ups. Yes, a lot of people have their preferences and who they think should be in the squad, but how do you expect your league to grow? When if you are playing in the league, you might be the best player in the league and you will never get a call-up. The day you sign for an Ethiopian side or you sign for a Saudi side, the very next time our handlers will call you up. Don't you think it's worrisome anyway? Like you put maybe there's a quota system. Some people will be mandated to pick players because I watched those guys play and I was I was really disappointed, Tola. I watched the 2 games and I couldn't believe that I was watching the Super Eagles of Nigeria struggling to Benin. Benin.
No, I would never say Benin.
No, I will say.
I will not say Benin.
Why?
Because first of all, a lot of these boys that play for Benin Republic are Nigerians. That's one. Two, whether I like it or not, just because you think like you said, like Super Eagles, like okay, if you do not,
we're only shooting ourselves in the foot. Okay, I'm listening on.
If you do not step up your own game, people will catch up. Other countries are catching up. So don't expect Nigeria to play a team like Benin Republic or Sierra Leone, not Sierra Leone, maybe Benin Republic or Libya and all these other countries that maybe 10, 15 years ago, they were teams that we could just wake up and trash. Don't expect Nigeria now to just say, okay, these are teams that will just collect the 3 points. Everybody is catching up in terms of sports, in any area of sports. Basketball, the same thing. They are catching up. So Nigeria is sleeping. We've been sleeping on sports for a long time in this country, and it's beginning to catch up. Now, a lot of these players now, they're having problems playing. First of all, there is no system in this Nigeria when it comes to football that is okay enough to level up with what these our foreign players are used to. That's one. Two, a lot of players that start for the Super Eagles don't get starting shirts for their team. A lot of them, and a lot of those players are in key positions in the midfield. The only player I have in the midfield that I say they get regular playing time is Ndidi, and what's his name? Iwobi. And Ndidi is injury prone, so we know he's not always. He could be rusty.
Chances are he might never play the Nations Cup.
Exactly. Iwobi,
It's fit now. I know they wish bad on top of anybody, but hey, we've seen him multiple times.
Iwobi, I don't know what happens to Iwobi when Iwobi is playing for Fulham or when he was at Everton. About the ball, he balls out. Even this season, Iwobi is one of the best players.
Iwobi, Smith Rowe, Calvin Bassey.
Iwobi will now come and play for Nigeria. He will come to play like I don't understand.
I think that's what happens when you are trying to fit players.
Round pegs into a square hole.
Do you understand? he has a certain profile, and you're trying to get him to deliver in a different position. Ultimately, the way you set up, I think it still comes down to coaching, like you said.
I know
when you look at it, some things should not just be.
And again, there are some things that we are Nigerians, we know here. We understand that politics is always played in every facet of this country, either in your office, your private office, or in government, or in your streets,
even in your home.
Even in your home is politics. So, like you said, someone like Iheanacho that is not getting certain shirts, he's not playing regularly. But when it comes to Super Eagles, you know, say
automatic call up.
Senior Michaels,
automatic call
play.
up.
So all those things follow. It affects a lot of things when it comes to African football. But some African teams are already moving away from these things. But we as we call ourselves African giants, we still seem to keep doing some things that we should not be doing in this day and age.